What's up, everybody? It's Ace from Ace Corner Talk. Peace. Peace, peace, peace to everybody. We're gonna get this thing started. So I just wanted to see if let me make sure all my stuff is set up so we can get right into it. Yeah, I'm on a mission, man. And from where I'm standing, from how things are looking, from my point of view, I'm on a strict mission, y'all. I'm on a mission. Give me 1 second. Bam. Yeah, I'm on a mission. And come on. Yeah, I'm on a mission. And I gotta I gotta put things in perspective, and I gotta kind of shed some light on some things. Okay, I'm gonna play my little intro, and I want y'all to pay attention and listen to the words of this intro. It's just right on time. All right, listen to this intro.
God over money, go and do your research. You won't see it's more than just some words up on a t-shirt. It's the kingdom that we seek first, never reverse. Cause all the money stays put when you leave Earth. Trust me, I know the business. When I flow, see my goal was the road to riches. When the guys rolling automobiles so ridiculous. Supersized golden fly clothes, they all post for pictures. All the models with a model that explodes like strippers. On the wide road where the Bible says don't go get dishes. But I strive for make a mind don't stretch like yoga fitness. I was blindfolded, but now I know it's all so fictitious. My God, they say I'm insane in the membrane. Cause I'd rather honor God and rap for a 10 chain. They wanna know why my intent changed. Some people never heard of his name. So now I just do it with the doers. We ain't snoozing with them losers. That ain't moving from the pews. The bullets are rebukes to shooting from computers. We're moving with the movers. You can never mute us. Don't confuse us with them dudes that do this for the loot. We do this for Yeshua. My God, you need to man up and let them know that you're bout that. Tell them that you're bout that. You better stand up and let them know that you're bout that. Tell them that you're bout that. They said the ban us will tell them, oh no, I really doubt that. Tell them that you doubt that. So understand we will never go, because we bout that. Tell them that you bout that.
Now, I'm gonna get that chat up in a minute. I want to say peace to everybody, man. Peace to my wife, Queen C. Peace to Logic. Peace to all of the Ace Corner Talk family. Peace to all of the Food, Clothing, Shelter family. I just wanted to say, Master of Densky, I got your message, bro. And I want to say big ups to you. Appreciate the love and the message you sent out. I got your message. Your Sweet Place and all of those who constantly help keep the channel policed and help keep the channel under surveillance, you know, for all kind of things that may go on. We appreciate y'all help, appreciate your love. Thank you for coming and supporting me, Ace, and I know Logic is well appreciative of how y'all, you know, give us words, give us wisdom, you know, and so forth. But today we're going to talk about the then and the now of our reality. And all right, no doubt, indigenous peace, my brother. So I want to talk about the then and the now. So it's not uncommon to talk about how sometimes things have a domino effect and can affect our lives from the past. And we're going to be talking about the drug game and how throughout the years it played a major part in our, our society, our families, our communities, which is the same thing as society, but I'm saying communities. What's up, Tiffany Smith? Peace. So all of these things, when it comes to the drug dealer, the drug user, the drug game in itself, and how it's publicized through lyrics, rap, all of that in a nutshell plays a major role on our reality and our life as individuals. And I've seen families, communities be destroyed. And I think Flat Earth, if I have any Flat Earthians in the building, I know y'all can at least in the chat room shed some light on how it came about that it was ushered into our communities. I mean, whether you want to say it's a conspiracy, whether you want to say it was brought there by the man, or dropped out of the sky, whatever. But I know that people from Flat Earth and Truth Seekers and maybe different other little segments of individuals, they'll take and dig for information, and they'll get down to the root of different little things that could be part of a conspiracy of government or so forth. My man George Garcia, peace to you, family. What's good? And I want y'all to hit those like buttons too. All right. So I'm gonna play a little video, and I'm gonna narrate through this video real quick.
From the slums of South America to the mean streets of the USA, crack cocaine fuels crime and violence like no other drug on the planet.
Some people bungee jump, I sell narcotics.
Whether smoked or injected, crack gives users a short, powerful high.
It's better than sex. Una coca excelente para exportación.
It's deadly, addictive, and users will do anything to get it.
Drugs and burglary goes hand in hand.
This film takes you inside the world of producers, traffickers, dealers, users, doctors, and cops.
Another day in paradise.
Who all make up the $320 billion industry that is Drugs, Inc.
So, as that intro came on, they said that's a $300 billion industry, right? We talking about crack now. $300 billion industry. So the first thing that jumps out to me is, now, whether we say those facts are accurate or inaccurate, it's close to, that's good enough for me. Even to say this in the billions, that's good enough for me. What I will say is, the first thing that jumps out to me is that money is the major push behind narcotics. I mean, either way you look at it, whether the person is using it, they got to get the money. Whether the person is selling it, they're chasing the money. So money is always going to be at the focal point of any drug cartel, any drug user, any drug pusher. That's just it. Money is going to be at the root of it. Because outside of that, it wouldn't be no reason for it to be pushed as hard as it is and to be pushed in the communities. You feel me? And I want some input. So, I'm going to be looking at the chat more often than I usually until Logic gets in the ball game. I'll add them in. But for right now, I'll go ahead and build and state my case about what we're talking about, because I want to go deep into some family issues, family structures, Today is just gonna be one of those days we laid back today, but we all gonna get some information out. All right. All right. So let me finish.
Cocaine is big business. It's sold in two forms, as hydrochloride, a powder which is snorted, and as freebase, which is smoked, and is more commonly known as crack. Chicago. Home to 266,000 crack users.
Do what they call a wake up.
One of them is 40-year-old addict Jeff.
Most people have breakfast. This is my breakfast. That wakes me up and gets me motivated for the day.
Crack is a powerful stimulant. When smoked, it hits the brain in seconds, giving the user an intense high. Recreational users quickly become addicts.
I found these.
For Jeff and his girlfriend Kat, every day is consumed with getting enough money to fund their addiction. Today, one of Jeff's neighbors has offered him some work.
I usually never have this many clothes on, but since it's legal work, I won't be running, so I don't have to worry about it.
Jeff has one more blast on the crack pipe before he leaves. He makes it as far as the kitchen before he stops to roll a joint.
This is excellent, excellent weed.
Jeff uses marijuana to take the edge off the extreme crack high.
Makes the day go a lot smoother.
Jeff has rarely done a day's legal work during his 25-year addiction to crack. But today's job is legitimate. His neighbor has asked him to remove a catalytic converter from a car to sell for scrap. It should be a simple task and earn him a quick buck.
Hit my phone, man.
Truck in here. As soon as the truck pulls out, I get the jack. You jack it up, take the bitch off.
All right.
You get $100.
All right. We have a technical difficulty. He ain't got a jack now. He's got the guy next across the street bought it.
I mean, now looking at this portion of the video, what was that? What's good? Looking at a portion of the video, when we see in our everyday neighborhoods, our communities, I'm gonna tell you the difference between the hood and the upscale or the uppity or the suburban is probably they use cocaine, and then when you come to the hood, they use crack. So there are some differences, you know. It's still the same, but just made different. You know, cocaine is in a powder. Crack is a mixture of different things. And I already know y'all know this. But you see how the rationality of a person that is strung out on crack, one thing I noticed through the years is that their rationality about where they currently are in their state of being in their mind, it seems like they're out of touch with reality. No matter how low a person can get when they are on these narcotics and on these drugs, no matter how low, they will never get to the point to admit that they are that low. I've noticed that. You know, I can't even lie. When I was out there and selling and doing my thing, it was no ends to how a person would go get the money to get the crack, right? It was no rationality of what the person would do in order to go chase that rock, man, you know? And now we're going to be talking about the then and the now. And so I'm going to stay on the then for right now. So so when you talk about the extent that people go, See, first of all, it destroys your life. You know, you'll lose a job. You won't function. There's functioning addicts. We know that. But for the most part, when you actually look at the individual, are they functioning the way they need to or the way they should be? That's the questions that I would ask. Are addicts functioning the way they should be, or can they possibly function for long periods of time without anybody seeing the signs, right? You're right. And George Garcia's, they are their worst enemy. And we're gonna dig into that. And I'm playing this video for a reason, to kind of give you the, you know, I'm not saying none of y'all seen any, but I'm just giving you the first hand of what one actually talks about on a day-to-day basis when they're engulfed in their rant or on their crap bin.
He's gonna call him and see. I'm too big to get up underneath without it being jacked up.
On average, Jeff's addiction costs him $100 a day.
You know, he'll call me. Hopefully it's before the scrapyard closes.
To pay
$100
for
a
their
day.
habit, Jeff and Kat have often turned to burglary, drug dealing, or prostitution.
Now that's all they think about.
There is no
All day
breadwinner.
long,
Sometimes I
they
make
just
money,
think about
sometimes
crack.
he makes money.
All day long.
It's just
All day long, they think about
Survival.
getting that rock and smoking that rock.
Crack gets its name from the crackling sound it makes when smoked.
I started smoking when I was about 15. It was the worst and best day of my life.
The drug floods the brain with dopamine, a chemical that induces feelings of euphoria.
I felt like I was on cloud 9. Then I wanted another hit to keep on cloud 9.
Because crack is smoked, the high is short-lived. As dopamine levels in the brain plummet, the user feels depressed and low and craves more.
So,
You're just chasing it.
you know,
I mean, I'm not an idiot. I know this, but, you know, I do it still.
hey
I
baby.
smoke it like
What's
some
good?
people smoke cigarettes or breathe.
So when, all right. So now,
Over the years, Jeff's habit has cost him hundreds
So
of
it's
thousands
called-
of dollars.
the
Really,
the
I
actual
should prob-
the actual stimulant that goes to the brain is called dopamine. If y'all heard that, dopamine, and it suppresses your emotions. That's why when you see somebody that might be on crack, cocaine, their emotions are either running high or they're running low. Let's get those likes up, y'all. They're either running high or they're running low. They're either all over the place or they're in like this docile mood. But and I think, you know, somebody was tweaking. That's what I usually call it, tweaking. You know, when somebody was tweaking, they would, you know, they would be all over the place, man. Like their eyes big and they pew pew pew, that type of stuff. And then when I noticed that when they come down out of that high, they're aggressive. Now, I don't know what the aggressiveness is, but when they come out of that, they're on that aggressive mode. They're on that 100 mode, right? Brown Chocolate 37, peace. I appreciate that. Indigenous, my brother, peace. Matter of fact, let me see something here. Hold on. All right, I'm gonna mod y'all up, but I'm gonna wait. But don't let me forget to mod my people up. They've been here long enough. They support the channel faithfully, so I'm definitely gotta mod y'all up. Chocolate, brown chocolate, indigenous. Don't let me forget at the end of the stream. I might gotta go on to something different. Mod y'all up, all right? So I appreciate the love, the support. So now, with them you know, on their running and going forth, they're either going to be at 100 or they're going to be at that docile when they're coming down. But that's just my experiences. I mean, you know, I'm going to be giving a little bit of my experiences in my interactions when I was out there dealing and selling and doing my thing. So, I mean, nothing to be proud of, but I am reformed. It's been years since I've sold drugs and did all of that, man. My life has changed, so I'm not glorifying it, but we're going to talk about the dangers and effects and how it affects our communities right now. Even the residue of yesteryear now still affects us in this 2017 up-to-date year. It affects us. You still got people that are in their 40s and 50s and 60s and 70s still using drugs, still using crack cocaine, still engulfed in that life. And all of these years, like this guy said, it was 25 years he was on the stuff. You feel me? So that's 25 years, 6 days a week, 7 days a week, rather. I would say 6. I thought maybe it would be off on a Sunday, but, well, let's say 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. They chasing this thing, running this thing, and think about it. They probably could have been multi-millionaires considering 25 years of their life they spent chasing this rock. They probably spent over $1 million throughout the course of these years chasing that drug. Because you remember what the person said earlier. He said that the individual was spending $100 a day. So think about that. I'll let you feast on that. $100 a day, y'all. Check out that. I got the Seahawks on today, y'all. That's my backup secondary team, y'all. Seahawks. Oh, come on, man. Don't be playing games. All right. That's my secondary, y'all. Seahawks. Team Raven all day. But I had to get the Seahawks in the building. All right? All right. Now, let me get back on track. So, think about the money that they put in chasing, stealing, robbing, and to support the habit and working, all going to this one particular powerful drug. You feel me? Powerful drug. And if you analyze it and start peeling back the onion, for say, or peel back the scales in the heart of the individual that might be using this particular drug, you got to think. Outside of the drug, what else is suppressing them? What else is causing them to want that drug outside of the dopamine and the effects of the drug itself? What else is contributing to them chasing that drug as much as these two individuals right here in this video have been doing?
Probably be living on Lakeshore Drive somewhere and driving a Mercedes. I've bought plenty of dealers' cars. I know that for a fact.
See, he even admitted that he
like
probably
Jeff,
bought dealers' cars,
dealers
meaning he put so much money into this
cocaine
drug,
business is worth an estimated
he's
$80
paying for
billion.
people's houses and cars. While he lives in
the drug economy,
whatever
the
kind
most
of house.
common way for women to earn money to pay for drugs is through prostitution.
I'm trying to just catch a few dates, make some money, and go home. Relax for a little bit. It is Sunday, right?
Tonight, 28-year-old Alexis is working one of Chicago's red light districts, known as the host role, to fund her addiction to crack and heroin.
I've been a hoe for 2 years. I remember saying, like, I would never, you know, when I first started using, it's like, oh, I can't believe people do that, you know? I was one of those.
So, if you was one of those, what prompted you to start using? I mean, what prompted? She was like, "Oh,
cute, you know, like
I've been longing to say this. I've been longing. Let me say it right now.
Alexis works alone.
Let me say this right now. All right, check this out. All of us at some particular time seen the drug user. You know, I'm trying to be. I don't want to be insensitive to how how I convey what I'm saying, because I don't want nobody, because I know this is sensitive. We got this in our family, right? All of us, to some degree or other, have some type of either user, pusher, whatever. That's nature. That's life, not nature. That's life. We have that. So I'm trying to be as sensitive as possible without being judgmental and without being harsh, all right? But I will make my comments, right? Now, this is one of the comments. I don't want it to be misconstrued of being insensitive. But if you see somebody slumped over, you know what I'm saying? Like they're about to fall over, high as they can be, what in your mind tells you that that's the state you want to be in, or you want to be like that? Like, when I see that, I don't say, "Oh man, I want to be just like that." Now, maybe if you are into using drugs or you do that type of stuff, maybe you'll say that's the ultimate high. I want to be that high. Maybe you might say that. But when you actually look at that, you being a rational individual with sound mind, sane thinking, productive, what would make you say, I want to be that, or I want to end up like that? Is it gambling? Is it taking a chance or a gamble with your life? Because I see that some people, they'll take that gamble not knowing that it's that addictive. That crack / cocaine, they're so addictive, man. Like, I never used crack. I never used cocaine outside of one particular time. See, and I'm saying this because I know idiots might try to take this and say, "Hey, he was on crack and he used crack." Never in my life. So I'm about to make that, I'm about to dead that right now, so the idiot trolls that troll me don't try to twist my words around and said I used crack. Never said I used crack, but actually, when I was out there selling and using weed, smoking weed, I'm gonna say using weed, smoking weed. Let's get right to it. All right, selling crack, smoking weed. There was a counterpartner of mine that was, you know, it wasn't like my everyday homeboy, but we was cool. He was lacing. You feel me? And I happened to hit what he had. All right? That was the first and the last time that ever happened to me, because it taught me a valuable lesson. First of all, when people got personal, it taught me not because I was the type, I had mine. Hey, you can blow with me, we can, whatever. It taught me a valuable lesson. If somebody has some personal stuff, not to seek it, not to want it, that's what you got, I'll get my own. That's the first lesson it taught me. Because you get a hold of some bad stuff that somebody got, wind up blowing your mind out there. And I know of this happening to people that I know, like family, distant family, but family and people that I grew up with and went to school with. I know of several cases where they have got a hold of some bad stuff and they out there in La La Land tweaking. You feel me? But yes, I got a hold of it one time, and that's all it took, man. That experience, I would never, ever in my entire life would want to go back to that experience, because being, you know, I always was the type, you know, I guarded myself, you know, very, very cautious type of individual. But being like that on that stuff like that, it just had me tweaking real hard, man. Like, I just never felt that way and would never want to feel that way. Some people say that's the best feeling in the world. To me, it did the opposite for me. And I guess that might have been a way that, you know, for whatever the cosmos, you know, whether you want to say it was God or whatever, I think that was that particular time when it was not for me. God, whoever you want to put on the title, it just came out where I did not want to do it again because the feeling it gave me, and I just did not like it, man. So I thank myself for that experience, because I'm telling you, people who sell dope, people who push that dope, at one particular time or another, they wind up being users. That's the game, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Like when you buying your, and I hate to be talking like this but I have to make it plain so we can get an understanding. So when you tasting to see what kind of quality you got, you know, if you tasting or whatever, you're bound to some degree or another. If you smoking weed and then you start adding stuff to your weed, you know, if you smoking heavier weed, Love Boat, chocolate tie, red hair, purple hair, whatever, and you want the stronger, 9 times out of 10, usually they upgrade to the lacing and putting stronger stuff, and then that's what promotes the actual usage of stronger drugs. All right.
Alone, no partner, and no pimp.
I'm not gonna work out here and sell my and give my money to somebody else.
It puts her at risk, but it means she has more money to feed her habit.
I try to get as much as I can, so I start off at like 50 to leave room for negotiation, you know. And the lowest I'll go is like 30.
Alexis needs at least 4 customers a day to support her habit. Even in the depth of a cold Chicago winter, Alexis will ply her trade.
Christmas Eve, I was outside. And if you remember the weather, Christmas Eve, it was really like snowing really bad and really cold. I made like $220.
It don't matter. It'll be hell, sleet, rain, or snow,
homeless,
and they out
she
there
relies
chasing
on
them
a regular
drugs, man.
client to pay for a room in a motel.
That's wicked, ain't it? That's some wicked stuff, man. It could be hell. Hey, what's up, Latasha Pope? What's up, Your Sweet Place? What's up, everybody? Yeah, that's some wicked stuff, man. Where it would make you be out there, rain, sleet, snow, hell. You just out there chasing that stuff, man. Like, you got to, if you don't believe in God, okay, cool. But at least you got to acknowledge that got to be some diabolical devilment type stuff, man, where that stuff was, you just agree with me. I'm just trying to put it in plain words. Just agree with me. You got to agree that was strategically planned to destroy people. Come on. If at least if you don't believe in God and stuff, all right. I believe in God and the devil, and I think that strictly came from the devil. But if you, and just in case you don't, just at least acknowledge that in itself was designed to destroy people. Trying to make it plain, y'all. And these were people who were that was destined to be something great in their life, man.
Really abusing it the way that I do.
Alexis is a poly-drug user, addicted to both heroin and crack.
That right there is a bad combination. Heroin and crack? Heroin and crack? I say heroin. Heroin and crack?
She frequently injects both drugs, a practice known as speedballing.
Dang, man. It's like she wants to die. It's like she wants to kill herself, man.
My body's numb, and I'm starting to sweat profusely.
That much pain. Why would anybody want to inflict that much pain on themselves, man?
A lot of my veins, you know, are
heroin
and shot up in my head.
Crack, man.
Big vein right there. And like there's a really big one on this side of my eye. But I hate doing that in my face because like if I miss just a little bit, you know, I mean, it kind of swells up and it looks ugly.
She's still worried about her appearance after that.
Alexis's addiction.
Talking about her face will swell up if she missed the wrong vein and stuff. and she's still worried about her appearance. Hey, what's up, Kane? What's good, bro? All right. Salute to you, my man. Yeah, but it's crazy. It's crazy, y'all. It's insane. It's insane. It's insane, y'all. She even worried about her appearance, even in the state she's in. But not the fact that she killing herself slowly, or not the fact that, you know, the health issues that may come out of this. She's just worried about how her face gonna look.
Had a severe effect on her life.
I used to waitress and bartend and stuff. But, you know, after probably like a year or two into my using, I started, you know, getting fired and stuff like that.
She started getting fired. Now, I got a question. I want to pose this to the chat. This is a quick question. Who do you think, and this is just hypothetical question I'm going to ask. This question is not going to be a question where it's a right or wrong answer. But I just wanted to see from the chat what y'all thought about this question. So, when it comes to who put who on drugs, do you think men, how should I word it? Okay. Do you think that men seduce or put women or turn women, there we go, turn women on the drugs or more? Or do you think females turn males on to drugs more? Just one of those questions. It ain't no right or wrong. I just wanted to see what y'all thought with that. From all of y'all in the chat, I want to get a clear, quick answer about who do y'all think is more prone to be drawn. Is it from a male drawing a female to use the drug, or is it a female drawing a male to use the drug? Or is that too hard of a question? All right, I'm going to play it. I'm going to play the video, but I'm going to still listen. Still look to see the comments.
Rule her every waking hour.
That's kind of insanity how somebody could stay up for 6 days with absolutely no sleep, you know, just running around, you know, hustling, going outside, smoking up all your shit. Go hustle again, get some money, get some shit. And those are the days. That's what it consists of. It's insanity, for real.
Jeff's addiction has landed him in jail numerous times.
Drugs and burglary goes hand in hand. I used to, you know, be a burglar, and I've been told by the
All right, let me stop it because I'm starting to see what y'all putting in here. All right, excuse me, y'all. Let me clear my throat. All right, cool. So we got Tiff that said men. We got George Garcia said men. We got Your Sweet Place that said men. We got 4 so far, 4 men, and we got Queen. We got Wifey. Queen C said men. Usually introduces it. Okay, now. I think I'm gonna have to go with men, and I'm gonna give my reason why I say men. The reason why I say men is because a lot of the drug dealers we see on the corner, usually we see more men. It's more dominated by men. I mean, we got some rough chicks out there, females, and we got some some madams and some drug queens that are out there doing their thing. But when you look at it as a whole, the business is dominated by more men. Now, these men that dominate the field and the craft of being a street pharmacist, usually they're women. If they don't have something else anchoring them or pulling them away from using drugs, they 9 times out of 10 will begin to use drugs. My opinion, not facts, just my opinion. So I can say I think maybe, yeah, and they get pimped out. Yeah, Your Sweet Place, yeah, they get pimped out too. I forgot about that. But my opinion, I think men do because it's more dominant. The business of being a dealer in the streets is dominant by men. But when females introduce a male, believe me, it's more hard for that male to get off or to get back on track than it would be a female. I will say that. I'm just throwing that out there with blind eyes. All right, y'all can throw it back at me with some anger, or y'all can throw it back at me with some criticism. But that's what I'm gonna stand on. I believe it's more hard for a male to get off of it than it is for a female. And ask me why later, or ask me why in the chat, and I'll tell you why.
That if they catch me in an alley after dark, one way or another, whether I'm bogus or not, I will go to jail. You don't really like those when you're scoping out the neighborhood. Especially them little bastards like that, they make too much noise. I can't say I'm 100% law-abiding, but I'm not a burglar anymore.
Jeff has never considered quitting his habit.
I don't care what anybody says. You know, if you don't want to quit, you're not gonna. Right now, I'm calling the doctor. It makes me feel good, better.
Jeff talks in code when he orders $50 of crack from his dealer.
Hey, you got a half a pizza? Big city? Okay. Hit me as soon as you get a... Bye. The doctor will be dropping off the medicine, or calling me to make me go get the medicine.
Half a pizza.
10 minutes or less. Better than Domino's. Yeah. Bye. You have to excuse me for a minute. The doctor has arrived.
See? Boy, I'm glad those days in my life are so far gone.
Good old Doc. He's a hell of a doctor. Call him anytime, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. See, there's a half a pizza.
Jeff has no regrets about his addiction.
Anything that I've done, anything bogus that I've done, I've paid for. And I never got no breaks when it comes to the judges, because I don't do parole. And if I want to get high, I'm going to get high. That's my decision. You're not going to make me do anything. You know, jail, you do jail. And if you want to get high in jail,
I agree,
you can get high in
Indigenous.
jail.
Very hard to kick that habit.
He says he'll keep smoking until the day he dies.
But I also believe what my father said, only the good die young. So, like he said, I'll be around for a while.
Crack cocaine goes through numerous processes and travels thousands of miles before it is smoked on America's streets. In Colombia, Bolivia, and Peru, poor farmers known as cocaleros harvest coca leaves to turn into cocaine base. Here, the cocaine business has devastating consequences for the environment. Over the last 30 years, drug production has destroyed more than 10 million acres of Amazon rainforest.
Mire, se la ve muy bonita ya.
Peru is the world's biggest producer of coca leaf. Cocaleros in the Vray Valley grow 50% of it. Deep in the jungle, cocaine producers take the base made by the farmers and continue the production process.
Esta es base molida. Vamos a meterle alcohol. para hacer, acá lo llaman hacer Juanes.
Now check this out, y'all. That's the real producers of the cocaine. Those dudes in Peru, that's your real producers of the cocaine. But my thing is, how does it get to the streets, right? How does it get to our neighborhoods? How does it get past the border of control? And how does it get into our docks, our porthouses and docks and all that? How does it get so close to where it's able to exchange hands? See, these are the questions that I've always wondered. Like, security is not tight enough. Like, why? How is it able to get on these lands, man, if they are really trying to stop the epidemic of drug selling and drug using? You got to think about this, y'all. Think about this. It's all benefiting who? You got to have lawyers to get you out the trouble when you get caught selling, smoking, using. You got to have judges to prosecute when you get caught selling, using, smoking. You got to pay the drug dealer. It's a chain effect. So who is actually benefiting off of the drugs coming in and being sold in our lands? Who's actually benefiting from that? Because if you look at the judge, if you look at the prosecutors, if you look at the bailiffs that got to keep the person that got caught when he comes, got to keep them in check. The whole system, it all strings around habitual, repeated offenders due to drug use and drug selling. If you think about it, drugs are the number one. Drugs are the number one. Is one of the number one things that people are arrested for, and half of the jail cells are filled with drug sellers and users. Outside of that, you might got some other petty little crimes or petty little things that might happen, but for 9 times out of 10, it's filled with either somebody selling drugs or using drugs. I don't even need to fact check that one.
Diego, not his real name, is a cocaine producer. This cocina, or kitchen, can produce thousands of kilos of cocaine every year.
Los años atrás, primero vino gente de Colombia y a hacer cocaína y ya la gente acá aprendió y ya el que menos todos saben. Es una cosa fácil, basta que veas 1, 2, 3 veces y suficiente para aprender.
In this remote region, the entire economy is fueled by the drug business.
Por la coca llega la plata acá y la gente.
Drug trafficking in Peru generates $22 billion annually, nearly 17% of the country's gross domestic product.
Para todos le cae algo por intermedio de la coca. De todo, desde la gente del gobierno, lo que es policía, transportes, tiendas comerciales.
To increase the purity, the balls of cocaine base are pressed for an hour, removing alcohol and gum from the mixture.
1 kilo está quedando lo que es base prensada. Vamos a calentar esto para que no tenga humedad. Lo rompemos para que más rápido se disuelva. Mira, cuando comenzamos a la prensa, este me en 3. Mira, ahorita estaba en 1, está una mercadería de primera, de una coca excelente para exportación.
To turn cocaine base into cocaine hydrochloride powder, which can be snorted, Diego adds a number of toxic chemicals.
All right, cool.
The last step
That's what I wanted to hear. Bam. Now, he said that there's toxic chemicals added to turn it into cocaine base. So you gotta realize when people use this stuff, it pumps a lot of chemicals into your body. See, that's what a lot of people don't realize. When you get hooked up on any of the drugs that are out there, it always has to go through it always got to go through a process in order to get it to what it is. And it has to have chemicals to get it to where it is. And these are the chemicals that people put in their body. So when they get, and if God allows you to get to your upper age, you start having so many different effects in your body. So many different things begin to happen. Your body breaks down. This happened, that happened. Limbs, this, that. Your body begins to corrode from the inside out. But have you ever thought, if you was using crack or doing any of the sort, have you ever thought that it's because of the harsh chemicals that are making these drugs into what it is? That's what's affecting your body. But we know this. Let's go.
Hydrochloric acid to the mixture.
Esto para que dé una buena reacción. Eso es humo, que se va al pulmón, te jode los... Ya.
A staggering 14,800 tons of chemical waste from the cocaine production process is dumped in the Amazon River Basin every year.
Pásame la estrella. Pon la estrella.
Every kilo of cocaine gets Diego's brand.
Esa es la marca que va a salir en el molde, en el ladrillo de coca. Es un sello de garantía.
The cocaine is pressed one last time to squeeze out the remaining liquid. Back in the local town, Diego dries the cocaine in a microwave.
Y como esto está listo ya para venderlo al mercado nacional o extranjero.
To achieve the best profits, Diego must export his product.
Y acá en el mercado nacional eso vale una luca. Si hablamos del mercado de Estados Unidos, 25 a 30 y en Europa 70, 80 lucas gringas.
In the drug business, nothing is wasted.
Vamos a echar la acetona para neutralizar, para que se convierta en líquido.
Cocaine producers are boosting profits, selling leftover toxic sludge. This cocaine base, laden with poisonous chemicals, is flooding South America. "500 miles from the Vray Valley, in Peru's capital Lima, there is a fallout from the explosion in Peruvian cocaine production.
All right, cool. I want to mention this. So think about this. Some of these places that are so impoverished and that so poverty-stricken, how about this? Think about this. The states go over there, right? And they go and try to be the rescuers of the United Kingdoms and try to be the rescuers of all the different regions and lands, right? They go over there, they try to rescue everybody, right? But then have you ever thought or sat back and thought about that the drugs that are taking over where they are, the drug use that's taking over where they are, is destroying where they're living at. See, crack cocaine and all those drugs for a place like that that's already impoverished or already in poverty, add drugs on top of that, it's called hell. That's what I would call it. People think here in the States, it's hell here. Try going somewhere where there's already nothing and no resources. Only a bare minimum of resources, rather. Let me say it like that. There's a bare minimum of resources, but then add drugs on top of that. It's hell. I would imagine it would be hell on earth to be on drugs and live in a impoverished place like that. But we, the states, will run, boom, run all the foreign lands and be their saviors. But have you ever thought that these things like this lurks behind every single wall, every single hut, every single forest, all of these type of actions in those foreign lands. I'm just saying, come on. Let's use our logic. Let's use our mind. Let's use our brain power. Let's think outside the box. Right? Just what if?
Cocaine base, known as Paco, is a close cousin of
Mr.
crack.
Smith, peace.
When smoked, it also produces a powerful and addictive high. Paco dealers now have a firm grip in the city's slums. 33-year-old Chubi has been selling Paco for 10 years.
Esa es pasta básica de cocaína. Se compra una buena cantidad, se invierte y se gana el doble. Agarrar y compro esto y ya sale para toda la familia. Y a mi mamá, a mi hija. De acá sale de todo.
Chubi buys 50 grams at a time from jungle producers.
O yo agarro esto para que a mí me abastezcan, yo llamo teléfono. Un muchacho que es de confianza, ya confía en mí. Yo agarro, tengo que chambearlo, tengo que hacer pasarlo así varias veces porque esto tiene que desmoronarse, tiene que hacerse más suavecito, ya de ahí brota un poco más y me da más ganancia a mí.
He divides the Paco into small individual wraps, nicknamed quesos, or cheeses.
Esto se vende a sol cada paquetito. En un buen día se gana hasta algo de 90 soles.
It's a good wage in a country where the average monthly salary is just $350.
Dang!
Like crack, Paco makes users paranoid.
Una vez que te metes uno, estás mirando un costado al otro costado, te pone nervioso. Pero eso le encanta a la gente, ¿no? La gente compra.
Chubi works the street, selling Paco to addicts in his neighborhood.
A partir de esta hora, pues, 6:30, 7, comienza el negocio recién. De acá para toda la noche, pues. Ahí comienzan a salir toda la gente, los muchachos que consumen todo eso.
Hey, they see.
Ya, ¿cuánto quieres? Habla más.
See, the kids that are there, the kids use Paco or cocaine like adults use it here in the States. You know what I mean? Like, the kids use that stuff like it's candy to them. But that's why they probably call it nose candy. Remember nose candy? Y'all ever heard of that term for sniffing coke and crack and all that? Nose candy? Well, kids use it like they're eating candy and stuff. And this individual, no, let me backtrack. They said the average salary is $300. I caught that. The average salary a month is $300. So add using drugs on top of that. To try to survive, they're taking God knows how much money to buy this cocaine to use out of their already $300 salary.
¿Qué? Queso, lo que te gusta a ti. La que mató al Papa tengo.
Yeah, that's the question I'm asking, Tiffany Smith. What is really going on in this world?
Yo si me paro en un sitio fijo, vienen lo que es
Flat Earth. I know y'all did some digging on this. This got to be something straight from the government.
As drug abuse continues to rise in Peru, so does crime.
Y si no tienen plata, se van a robar. Ya eso ya no es mi problema. La cosa que vengan y me compren, normal.
In the neighborhood of San Cosme, 14-year-old Gian Carlos hasn't been to school for 3 years since he became a pastrulo, or Paco addict.
Más o menos me den la mano, roban, así se agarran, así todo eso. Pendiaje, todo eso.
If crack is poor man's cocaine, then Paco is the even poorer man's crack. It contains an abundance of poisonous chemicals, including benzene, ether, kerosene, and sulfuric acid. For the last year, Gian Carlos has lived in this single-room apartment with his mother and 2 sisters.
Acá duermo. Y mi mamá duerme acá con mis hermanos. Todo es bonito aquí.
It's beautiful there.
Gian Carlos has experienced slum violence firsthand.
A mí me encargan con un cuchillo, estaba así parado, así, como tú, ¿no? Como mi morada, así estaba abrazado. Y se paran 2 motos por mi costado. Y se va uno y ¡pum! Se va. Es normal, sentí un calambre, pe. Caminando y me dije, sangre, sangre, se desespera, pe. Y me miro y tiene un huevo en la espalda.
His mother believes Gian Carlos's problems started when her husband ran off with another woman.
Un niño tranquilo, estudiaba, cuando estaba con su papá estudiaba, él iba al colegio, le gustaba mucho el deporte, ya no venía de noche, me miraba los niños amarillos y mis amigas.
All right, cool. Let me stop here. So, I was reading, okay, so he had a functional life. His mother said he liked sports, so forth, yada, 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 yada. Right? The mother said that the father ran off with another woman. And basically, we can use some logic. I know y'all hate me saying that word because I use logic, right? Basically, we can use a little bit of intuition, rather, right? And piece it together, and this what led to some degree, probably. I'm just speculating. I don't know. I'm not there in Peru with these people, so I'm just speculating. But if you put enough mindset to it, you'll be able to get a good conclusion about what probably happened. So let's say it like this. What's up, Sean G? Salute to you. Now, let's say it like this. So, father not in the home, ran off with another woman. Okay, blase, blase. Now, he out there with the Paco or the Paco using drugs at 15 years old, haven't been to school in 3 years, life going down the drain, been stabbed, been cut, been through all of these things, and he probably is not even in his 20s yet, right? So let's think about this. Let's fast forward it to now in the States. The right here and the right now. That was then, this is now. All right, let's think about now. What happens when our families, say a family breaks up, right? And the father leaves the home. And that child that might be in that family, that daughter, that son, listen, y'all, that daughter, that son that's in that family, what effects do you think that child will go through if the father ran out, or the mother? I'm not bashing father, but I'm just saying, if the father ran out of the household, what effects do you think it would have on that child? See, because people don't look at it like that. They seem to think that children can handle these things. Oh, it's just us breaking up. I mean, okay, if the father's over there slamming you upside down, wheel kicking you, an uppercut, and back slamming you everywhere, there's things that, okay, that you should put yourself in danger. Okay, get out of there, divorce, do whatever you got to do. Okay? But now if he argue with you for burning up the biscuits and not cooking the grits right, that ain't grounds, in my eyes, for y'all to be broken up in a marriage. Okay, you understand what I'm saying? Come on. Let's think about this. People these days get broke up for anything. Man, she just can't cook the grits right, man. You see what I'm saying, man? Every time I turn around, she burning the grits up. I gotta leave her, man. I gotta leave her. Your partner like, nah, dog, man. Grits ain't even, that's not worth it, man. Grits are not worth it. You stay up in it. Nah, man, it's been 14 times you done burnt the grits. I got to go. I got to go. You see what I'm saying? They split over anything these days. Anything. Just up and gone. Pew, I'm gone. Pew. But never thought the effects that it might have on those children that didn't ask to be here now. Just showed up in the scrotum sack. Showed up in the ovaries. And there we go. Didn't ask to be here. But They're here now. But if you look at the scenario, this dude, oh, my wife gone. All right, baby, you out of here? All right, peace to you. Mwah. Much love. All right, so now, getting back on track here. If you think about how this situation with this Peruvian family, how his father left and all of that, and now he's on this Paco, cocaine, and his life is basically in a downward spiral. He may or may not be alive in the next couple of years. If you actually look at the things that happened to him, he said he was stabbed in the back with a knife. He had all of these cut wounds all over him and stuff like that. The potential for him to be alive is very slim in that type of lifestyle and in that world, right?
Yo fumo todos los días 20, 25 pacos. Hasta nada más.
So he smoked 20 to 25 Pacos a day.
Más. Puedo llegar hasta los 40, nada más.
Jean Carlos's addiction demands a constant stream of money.
Roba, para fumar nomás. Las cosas meten en la calle, nomás para robando con pico de botella. Y me siento desesperada y quiero
Hey man, I ain't paying attention to you, Sean G.
¿Dónde has estado todo el día tú ayer?
Una fiesta me dio.
¿Con quién iba a la fiesta?
Menina.
Zapa. ¿Tienes casa? ¿No tienes cuarto donde dormir? ¿Tienes casa?
So they stay in an apartment, which is a one room apartment, not one bedroom, but a one room apartment. That's crazy. They don't even have a bathroom in there. They don't have no sinks. It's just one room, and that's their apartment. He stayed on the top bunk bed, and the daughter and the mother stay on the bottom bunk bed, and the father ran out.
Angry at the prospect of rehab, Jean Carlos heads out to get high. Mixing the crack-like Paco with marijuana gives the user a unique feeling.
Pongo duro. Lo caso. Duro, lo caso. Te sientes diferente, te callado.
Desperate to get more Paco, he tries to rob a man for his cell phone.
Hey, look! Oh!
Unsuccessful.
He just tried to ride that.
Carlos runs off into the night.
Hey, y'all just see that? He just tried to ride that man for his cell phone. Did y'all see that? Hey, man, that's how people be getting hurt. He out there trying to rob somebody for their cell phone to get some more Paco. That's how crazy it is. You see, crack, drugs, all that stuff, man, make you do crazy things. That man was fighting for that cell phone. No, you ain't gonna get that off my hands. You see how he did that? That's crazy, man. That's crazy. With them drugs in the system, you think you invincible, man. You think you Superman. You think you go out there and you the biggest, the baddest, the toughest, and all that stuff, man. When I was out there selling, I had plenty of people come, and they would come to me wanting stuff, man. They would have swole up eyes and knots on their forehead. Obviously, they either didn't give somebody the money when they said so, or they either was talking some slick stuff or something, because every time I came across certain individuals, man, they would have knots over here and swole up face. Like it looked like somebody just jumped on them or something. You know what I mean? But just look at the rationale where that little guy just felt like, I need to get this stuff. I'm about to rob this dude. Now, what if that man took a gun out and popped him? You know, like Peru and all those places You can pop somebody, and I don't know how steep their penalties are for going to jail and prison and stuff. I don't think it's too tough, though. I think you can get popped, and they'll just leave your body right there and walk right over you. And that's just my perspective of it. That's crazy, man.
In the last decade, Paco has spread like wildfire across South America. But the potential profits from Paco are not yet enough for criminals to smuggle it to the US or Europe. Traffickers are only concerned with the pure cocaine powder, which can be converted to crack in towns and cities across America. From the jungle labs in Peru, Bolivia, and Colombia, cocaine is shipped north to Mexico, where drug cartels smuggle it over the border and distribute it across the US. The further north it travels, the more expensive it becomes.
All right, cool. So now, this makes me question. Now with the borders, like you say, Trump say he want those borders up, right? Now I'm in a mind state where I don't know if I believe Trump wanting those borders up, or that's just a front for him to get into the presidency. But think about this. If they had the borders up, this is just my thinking, I think it would be much harder for smugglers to get the drugs in with borders up. Now, with that being said, if that is the case, if that's the case, it would slow down the amount of drugs that comes in, right? Right? Slow down the amount of drugs. So it would be a bigger epidemic now. And I don't know if this is what the elite or the higher upper people, whatever you want to call them, Illuminatis or whoever you want to call them, if this is what they want, a outbreak, a epidemic, or a catastrophe, you feel me? With the borders being up now, listen to what I'm saying. With the borders being up, do you think it will cause a catastrophe? It will cause a outbreak because it wouldn't be enough drugs coming in. Right now, they're able to smuggle it in. Okay, if the borders go up, then that means there would be a decrease in the amount of drugs that's coming in to oppose of an increase. What you say about that? Oh, okay. All right, and live in San Diego there. Okay, so they're using tunnels and now using drones to smuggle drugs? Are you serious? But check this out. If they're using drones, wouldn't you think they could shoot the drones out the air and seize the drugs? Because, I don't know. You would probably have to be a master drone flyer. You know what I'm saying? I got a little tiny drone, man. That thing hard to fly. I be wrecking into stuff and banging all around the house and everything, man. That thing ain't easy to fly, man. So what I'm saying is that would be a much riskier. See, I'm gonna say it like this. It would be much riskier when they're using drones, opposed to somebody smart. Now I can rationalize the underground tunnels. I can go with that. I can follow that. But with the drones, I would think it would be a much harder task to be able to successfully get those drugs to whoever they need to be to. I'm just saying, it would be a much hard task to do that. Now, true, because a lot of the Border Patrol people are actually involved with some of the inner workings of cartels and drug smugglers. That's what I'm thinking, man. Only because I've heard certain things along the way. Like, you know, just through certain little YouTube clips and videos and certain little things. I like documentaries like this. I'll watch this stuff, man, and I don't know. I'm just that type of stuff is I like it. So, you know, I'll watch it and listen, you know. But yeah, when you think about how they smuggle the drugs in, how they're able to successfully make the transaction work to get it out to these different streets and states and all this other stuff. Like they said, when it goes up north, it's more expensive because of the traveling aspect of it, right? No doubt. See, and you know what, Sean G? I know you know what you're talking about, and the reason why I'm going to give you the credit is because I know you drive trucks, right? And I don't know how I don't know about the long distance or the extent of where you go when you driving trucks, but I would take you as a credible person with this type of information because I know you've probably seen a lot being a truck driver. Now, I'm going to read what you said. Sean G says this. No, it's easier, Ace. Ace can see, you can see everything. Well, basically what he's saying is you can see everything. Ace, you can see everything. Then he says they have scouts. They know all the schedules of the patrols. And yes, cartels pay big to patrols. Okay, so that's the information that I said earlier. I'm just saying that I think Sean G in this particular point, he has some validity there. He has some substantial things of what he's saying. Me and his thought is the same thought. I believe that the cartel got to be in on a lot of the drug smuggling only because they are able to get it onto the states and the streets. You can't tell me if they was doing patrolling like they're supposed to, that they're not. Now, they may catch a couple of people for, you know, to show the bosses and the people who they're hired by or whatever to do the work that, hey, yeah, we doing our job. We just got, you know, a couple of kilos the other day. But then think about all of the hundreds of tons of kilos that come in that they don't, that they get paid to let go by. I'm just saying. Hold on, man. Let me stroll back. Hold on, y'all. Let me see something. All right, give me 1 second, y'all. 1 second. 1 second. 1 second. All right. All right. All right. George Garcia says, and that drivers the trucks may only have a key or two in it while the truck behind him is carrying tons and tons. Tiffany, no, they do not even have drug ink anymore. This is how it works down here. They do not try to stop it at a border anymore. Okay. Hey, Sean G, where you at anyway, man? I forgot. They want the dealers here in America. I'll send you the pics. No doubt, man. Send them pics to me. And the area the border patrols have to cover. No doubt. I want to see that. And George Garcia says they even put them in cattles now. Nowadays. And like, what you mean? Stuff the cattles? Put it in the cattles and send the cattles through? So cartels send 100 pounds to get caught so they can really get the 100 kilos through, no doubt. Yep. And that's what Sean G just said. And Sean G, yep, George, couldn't send you a message. Okay, yep, George couldn't send you a message. All right, no doubt, San Diego. Okay, so you right there. So you actually are right there. And they put them in cows. See that? Now I didn't know that. So now that's new information about how they smuggled the drugs in, opposed to how they used to smuggle the drugs. You know, the then and the now. Now they're using animals to even get it through. They used to put, strap it to females or strap them to kids and stuff like that. I guess that got too old because now you get outed. They know to look for that now. So now they're doing it through animals and drones. See, I guess they had to increase how they did what they did through the times because of the more aware they have gotten about the tricks and the trades. I guess I don't know. This part of it is new to me. So only the bit that I know through research and the bit that I know through watching videos. But what you just gave me, Sean G, right there was some new information. I see. Man, I tell you, boy, because when you look, man, my iPad down there. So when you actually look at how this system is working, is it safe to say that they're not really trying to stop the flood of drugs coming in this country? Crack cocaine and cocaine. Is it safe to say that? Because if they really wanted to stop this stuff from taking place, then it would be endless of measures being taken to catch drug cartels and petty handlers from getting this to the States. You feel me? Jamaica Titan, what's up, my brother? Peace. So, and I know, and the reason why I have stated what I said about flat Earth earlier is because I know y'all do extensive research on government issues. You feel me? So, and that's why I'm bigging up you, Sean G, because you gave me some information a little while ago that I can take as some credible information. I did not know they use drones, and I did not know they use animals to smuggle it in now. So when we say when we put those type of facts on the line, do you really think that your boy, what's his face, Donald Trump, do you really think he's trying to get the borders up? I mean, let's be honest. I know this type of talk, people don't, are scared to say these type of things because they're scared they might get their page shut down. But I'm not talking about nobody. I ain't talking about nothing that ain't already on YouTube. So I ain't scared of anything. I just know that I'm bringing some facts right along with some facts that people are giving. So I appreciate the chat giving the facts about their experiences and about what they know, You feel me? I'm reading the chat. But like I said, right now, the epidemic of crack and epidemic, see, there's other drugs that we could say have came along or came on the scene that have reduced the users of crack. But crack is still one of the dominant drugs being used today. Facts. Facts,
Chicago.
y'all.
On the city's west side, Mista sells crack cocaine.
I guess you could call me a cocaine supplier. I started out with powder, but the crave now is rock.
People think selling drugs is easy money. But with many of his customers binging on crack for days without sleep, Mista has to be open for business 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
It's hard to get some sleep, man. It's hard in this game. It's hard to get some sleep. Well, whenever you can get it, you have to think above that you got it, because it's hard to get it. Because people call all times of the day and night.
Smoking powder cocaine has little effect. It vaporizes at too high a temperature. To get the maximum high, it must be cooked into freebase or crack.
I cook up every day, sometimes twice a day, depending on the demand.
Rather than selling on the street corner, he runs a dial-a-rock delivery service.
When I deliver to someone's home, I can actually make sure that I can check the area to make sure I'm not being set up. I move around in a manner where I'm not suspected of doing anything. So the times I have been caught, someone told on me. Somebody's snitching. Yeah. And I hate a snitch. Yeah, going away.
Mista risks his life on a daily basis, delivering crack into rival dealers' territories.
This area here is Fort Connor Hustler area. That's the gang that's operating in this area right here.
There are as many as 125 gangs, with approximately 125,000 members located in the greater Chicago area.
You got New Breeds selling right here. You got Souls selling right down there. These people that stand out here, all these people, they selling something. And everybody has their own turf, but if you're not part of that gang and you try to come over there and try to set up shop, you're gonna have a problem. Somebody's gonna get shot, somebody's gonna get hurt, somebody's gonna get killed. It's a competitive game, but it's a lot of people using it, so it's a lot of money to be made.
By the time the cocaine reaches dealers like Mista, it has been stepped on multiple times.
It's hard to get 100% pure cocaine. So what I want to do is cook off those impurities, which in turn is going to help it form into the rock that I'll be selling.
Mista makes crack by mixing the cocaine powder in water with an easily available household chemical. A chemical reaction removes the hydrochloride molecule, freeing the base cocaine. By cooking himself, rather than buying from other dealers, he can maximize his profits.
It costs about $200. It's going to be worth about $600. You can triple your money. And I make 10 bags and $5 bags. Not being greedy, I could move anywhere from $3,000 to $10,000 in a week, depending on the demand.
After straining the liquid, this oily freebase hardens to form crack. Once it dries, Mista samples his product.
I try it out to make sure what I'm giving people.
Right.
You know, because if somebody tell me that it's not good,
bam,
then I'll know if they lying.
All right, bam. Now, did y'all hear that? He said he has to try it out to see if it's good or not. That's what, you remember, that goes back to what I said a little earlier during the stream. People get on to using crack by being crack dealers by tasting their own product, right? I had a taster. I had somebody who tasted for me. Ain't no way in the world I was tasting no crack, man. Forget that. Had a taster. You had to pay, give them a little something so they can taste for you, make sure your stuff is good.
Mista maintains a loyal client base by delivering them a quality product.
You know, my name is the brand name. If they say they got it from Mista, they know what to expect.
Crack is a drug dealer's dream.
It's a powerful drug. Once you're addicted to it, it's hard to stop. It's hard to get off of it.
No, you don't, Tiffany Smith. You don't want no crack.
As long as they see it. As long as they have money in their pocket, they have to spend it. I mean, I know people who get the title and sell their cars for little or nothing so they can continue to get high. Everyone keeps chasing it, so the more they chase, the better for me.
While the profits are huge, Mista risks life in jail if he is caught by the police.
I don't know anybody selling drugs that hasn't had a problem with the law.
Federal crack laws are severe. Possession of an ounce of rock carries a minimum 5-year sentence, the same as possession of 18 ounces of cocaine powder.
This is a rush, man. It's a thing with trying to beat the police. Sometimes I win and sometimes I lose. So I think it's about adrenaline, you know. Some people bungee jump, I sell narcotics. Yeah, going away.
Hollywood, Florida.
Love it. Yeah.
Today, DEA and Broward County sheriffs are running a joint operation targeting crack dealers.
We're going to be doing some crack purchases on the street. We have a cooperating confidential informant. Get a couple of crack buys and
look at that,
see if we can
man.
put some
Crack
people in jail.
informant, man.
Keep an eye out for counter surveillance.
Snitching and all that. Okay, one question I want to ask.
Everybody be safe.
Do y'all think snitches are necessary when it comes to outing the dealer? Do y'all think snitches are necessary when it comes to outing dealers? Because the snitch, man, if you don't get in the right stuff, if you don't, hold on. My iPad dying. Give me 1 second. Let me go get the cord. All right, let's go. So, I'm going to have to end this live stream, man, in a minute. I got to go and chill with Queen C before she go to sleep. Before I go to work. But I'm gonna go for a couple of more minutes, y'all. Yep. Because there might be a part 2 of this. The part 2 is going to have Logic on it, all right? He was supposed to be on tonight, but oh, come on, man. All right, anyway. Yeah, so what we're going to do is we're going to have a part 2 of this also, so that way I could get logical thinking a part of this, and y'all can hear from his point of view, from where he grew up and how it affected, whether it did or did not affect him and his family or cousins or any of his surrounding areas, just to get his point of view. But we will have a part 2 of this, all right? So we got, they do not care, they just want a good high. Imagine in a bigger world, it's real. Informants, yes, informants. Okay, so y'all agree that informants are necessary to out the dealers. Now, I'm going to say, for one, it's very dangerous for a person to... Oh, come on, man. What are you doing? Look at this. This is crazy. All right, animal juice in this drink. Just got to charge up. Anyway. Right, look. I think it's very dangerous for a person that snitches for the 1 or 2 reasons, because they're putting themselves in danger. When you labeled a snitch, man, you can get hurt, man. People will hurt you. You know, even if you're informants for the police, you'll get hurt. You know? So I think it's a gamble. Police officers say they'll protect you, put you in protective witnesses if you're snitching and all that. But 9 times out of 10, you'll wind up being hurt, man, when you're putting yourself out there to snitch. And especially if you're doing it for the police and you think that they're going to be on your side or going to save you, you're wrong. You're wrong. So I don't think that it's good for people to be informants and snitches, because you are putting a target on your back. Not unless you're ready to die or you ain't got nothing else to live for. You so cracked out on this world that, you know, that's what you want to do. But I don't think that it's wise to become an informant or a snitch. Just go ahead, take the time, do what you got to do, go down, you know, in flames, whatever it is. But the last result, I believe you should not be a snitch. Not because of the streets of the code, not because of the code of the streets, excuse me. but because I believe it's more danger in being a snitch rather than just saying, you know what, I got caught with this ounce. I'm gonna take that to the chin, and I'm gonna get sent off to the, you know what I mean, to the big house, whatever.
We know their propensity for violence or possible violence. Let's just be safe out there.
DEA Special Agent Tony Angeli leads the operation.
Today we are kind of working from the ground up. The crack is relatively high purity compared to our other purchases. So it leads us to believe that the source of cocaine is closer to these people that we're looking at today.
The confidential informant is due to meet the first target of the day.
We just got word that the location has changed.
At the last minute, the dealer switches the location of the deal. The team has to react quickly.
The target location is coming up.
He tried to fool
him.
him.
On the right side of the road.
He tried to fool him, y'all. They must have got whiff.
Right there. Stand by.
As the two cars get close, the dealer opens her door to shield the handover of drugs from anyone watching.
And it happens in seconds.
With the deal done, the cops make their move.
Oh, they got her.
Dang, that was quick.
The dealer is searched for drugs and weapons.
Right now, we're basically recovering the evidence that will give us leads to how this organization is operating, where the crack is coming from.
Is that the one? Got 3 more.
Phones are important. She had to make telephone calls that were critical to this deal just before she came here. A lot of times in these situations, people don't use their real name, so we're looking for nicknames to find out where she got this crack from, where she purchased it from, and who else she might be selling to.
Sergeant Oman quizzes the dealer's friend, who stepped out of the car just seconds before the deal was done.
Did you know what was going on here today?
No, sir, I swear. When I'm on probation, I can't even be involved in these activities.
Uh-oh, here you go.
The thing is, you were involved today.
Here you go.
You heard her talking on the phone, right?
Yeah, I thought she was on the phone with her boyfriend or something.
So what would happen if I arrest you and violate
y'all,
probation?
here you go.
I'll be going to jail for a long time.
Yeah. Here she go. Here you go. Hold on, y'all. I hate to laugh right now. I hate to laugh, man. Y'all forgive me on this one. No, sir, I can't be involved in this stuff right here. I don't know what's going on right now. Why do they got me associated in this? See how she get the pleading and stuff? She knew what she was doing. She was over there trying to get her a bump or trying to get that cell and got jammed up. You see? Now look how these sisters, man, they know what they doing. They know they out there messing around trying to get that money. And here it go now. She on probation, about to get some time. Now, I hope she ain't going to... Now, watch what they try to do. Watch what they try to do. They're going to try to get her to be an informant, start dropping names. Watch what they do. They're going to call the probation officer, get them involved, have all of this stuff jammed up so when she go down to that... When she go to see the, dang, man, I can't even pull my thing up. When she go to see that, probation officer, they're going to have something waiting for her. Yeah, you're going to have to, either start dropping some names or just do this time. How about that? I guarantee you they're going to have to trick this woman into, you know, dropping names or something. Look how he asked for the name of the probation officer.
Probation officer, and let her know that you were here when this deal happened today. Understand that? Because if I really wanted to push the envelope, I could take you to jail today.
See?
Sure is, sir, most definitely.
You're going to be hanging around with people who are going to be delivering cocaine. I suggest you find some new friends.
See?
Get your purse.
Told y'all.
Have a nice day.
Having been charitable with the friend, Sergeant Oman is less so with the dealer's car.
We'll seize the car. Yeah, used in a drug deal.
With one dealer under arrest, The team moves quickly onto the next target. This dealer has a long criminal history and has been jailed numerous times for his involvement in the crack
It
cocaine
ain't no
business.
winning, y'all.
Yeah, we know the bad guy.
You can't win in this game.
He cooks the crack himself.
I rarely
But
seen
no
somebody
bust is
win
routine, even with a known dealer.
when it came to.
The propensity for violence is always
Or,
there.
excuse me,
The
let me
closer you
rephrase
get to the
that.
retail level,
I rarely
it
seen a
increases.
retired drug
You
dealer.
or I may believe that a crack rock worth only $20 is nothing to get
You
hurt
feel
or
me?
killed over. But to these people who
I've
who-
rarely
who
seen a
need it,
retired
it's
drug
the
dealer.
worth of
That's
them.
all I'm saying. And if they had
Angeli waits
retired,
for news that the deal has gone down. But there is an unexpected twist.
I don't know.
Somebody
Just
else
saying.
has apparently come out of the apartment to deal with us.
The task force moves to arrest the new suspect.
In the gray shirt, older man with an MLK shirt on. With a man with a pulled out.
He's unwilling to surrender easily, and the police struggle to get him in cuffs.
Hey, they kicking him, beating him up. Look at this. He ain't got look. He ain't going down without a fight, though.
After they subdue the drug runner, their attention shifts to the place where he picked up the drugs.
We're looking at this location right there.
The suspect refuses to open the door.
About to have a shootout.
Agents fear that inside, the dealer is disposing of evidence. But there's a problem. Florida's strict hurricane codes mean all doors are reinforced. It takes agents 2.5 minutes to get through the door and make the arrest.
So you guys ain't had no search warrant, man. What's going on?
That's a good point. Oh, you gonna argue about points of law with me?
No.
How much money you got in your pocket there?
Police also discover 4 children inside the apartment.
Man, look at that, man.
We're gonna call Grandma
4
Shirley.
kids in the apartment,
And we're gonna get her to come
man.
pick you up. Is that good? Yeah? You know, this is one of those heartbreaking sides of law enforcement that, you know, there's innocent minor children who are exposed to, never mind, dangerous chemicals and the chemicals associated with making
Check
crack.
it out. That's how the cycle continues, y'all. Them kids watching that right there, watching him getting locked up, watching the police bust the door down, watching how they got him in handcuffs. That's the psyche, man. It messes with the psyche of the kids, y'all. It messes with their mind. See, this stuff makes me angry when I see stuff like that because you got to realize this is how the cycle continues, man. Facts, man. Messes with the psyche of the kids. Now they going to be out there trying to be the next big drug dealer. Figuring they're going to be smarter than the law. Figuring they're going to be smarter than their father. Figuring they can do it better than their father. So they're going to go out there. They're going to start turning drugs. They're going to start doing things and going to be in the same predicament as this man. And them kids seeing all of it. Not unless somebody comes in their life and is a big influence to them and veers them away for this type of lifestyle, man. Come on. If I ain't saying something right, if I ain't saying anything in the previous earlier part of my streams, I know I just said something now, man. I know I'm saying something good now. I knew that was the next. I didn't even see this video. I never seen it. But I knew that was the next step. I said eventually it got to be some kids involved in some of this stuff. All of this history of users and cracks. I said somewhere or another some kids got to pop up somewhere. And look, kids bust down a door. Kids coming out. 4 of them at that. Impressionable kids seeing this type of behavior, man. It's madness. It's madness, y'all. It's madness. And now we wonder why the cycle is not broken in our communities. Now we wonder why it's so hard for the message to actually get over to kids, young teens, young adults, when you got music publicizing drugs, when you got your own family members doing it in front of the kids like it's nothing. And now we wonder why, when we talk about these things, see young kids strung out, see young kids popping Mollies and drinking and doing all of this stuff, why we can't get it through their head that that is a destructive lifestyle and that you will never retire doing it. We will never get it over to them. You know why? Because they think that just because my father does it, my mother does it, my cousins and shit, they think that the behavior is acceptable because my family is doing it. And that's why the cycle continues, man. It's crazy, man. Crazy. This madness is crazy. That cycle will continue. What I'm going to do is I'm going to end this live stream because we got a part 2 of this. And it will consist of the brother Logic, food, clothing, shelter. If you have not subscribed to his channel, please subscribe to his channel. If you have not subscribed to my own channel, Ace Corner Talk, please subscribe to Ace Corner Talk. And let me see something here. Hold on. If you have not subscribed to Ace Corner Talk, subscribe to Ace Corner Talk. Excuse me, y'all. And let me see something. Hold on. And then hold on. All right. So if you have not subscribed to Ace Corner Talk, subscribe to my channel. I appreciate you much for doing that. Also, let me see. I'm gonna try to mod y'all up real quick. Those who I said, see, I got a memory, y'all. I can remember things. None of y'all reminded me either. See there? See there? Y'all slipping. Y'all slipping. Y'all supposed to remind me to mod them up. Y'all forgot. Y'all slipping in the building. I'm just picking with y'all. All right, so let's get it. Much respect due to the family. Y'all deserve the moderation of the channel because y'all faithful supporters and y'all hold the chat down. So I will definitely mod you up. Okay, give me 1 second here. Let me get. And also, I wanted to say. All right. Also, hold on. Shucks, man. Where is the daggone? I'm still live, but I don't even see the chat going on here. All right, give me 1 second give me 1 second so I can find everything. All right, bam, here we go. All right, Indigenous, let me get you back on the scene. I know at one time you was already a moderator, but when I switched my channels and got my stuff configured, it probably kicked you off as being one of the moderators. So I will definitely mod you back up. Also, who else did I say? Okay. Let me find, let me see something here. And I'm definitely going to shout y'all out. Brown Chocolate, definitely, you come through the channel faithfully. So definitely going to mod you up. I usually don't mod people up too easily, but I know y'all been faithful supporters of this channel, and I well appreciate it. Trust me, I do. I appreciate it, bottom of my heart. Appreciate the love, right? Also, I want to say to everybody that came through, all right? To everybody that came through, much respect to you guys. We're going to do a part 2. We're going to bring the brother Logic in. We're going to do a great build on this. We're going to have more information and more things we could talk about concerning the crack epidemic, cocaine epidemic, the then and the now, how it affected us then and how it's affecting us now, right? So I want to say to everybody, I appreciate it. Like I always say, you could have been anywhere at any given time doing anything you wanted to do, but the mere fact that you came through this channel and to support me, your brother Ace, I appreciate you. So thank you so much for coming through. To everybody in the chat, I ain't gonna do no shout outs today, but I will say I appreciate every input, every spoken word, all the knowledge y'all bring, all the powerful things y'all impute into this live stream. Thank you for the support. One love from your brother Ace, and I am out.